Hi, everybody. Thanks for giving us a couple seconds to go on and take our break. We are back. Um, we are hanging out here for episode 24 of Netherwar, Broken Strings, as we have sort of caught some downtime with our heroes. They've had 2 weeks off between the end of last week's adventure and the beginning of this adventure to sort of unwind and handle some player character specific things. um, Mortis and Nick had a beautiful date, and they talked about how they might be able to help Centuria, and they even invited Centuria over for a nice dinner. Dave has been trying to reconcile the idea that his dad is at the end of his life, and even though he's been evil his whole life, what kind of grace does that afford an individual? Which seems very heavy for a superhero role playing game, but here we are. um, Bowman had a successful date with Sophie, that ended with a red cape flying out of her closet and escaping off into the night sky. And
Yeah,
him
the
being,
big part was successful.
yes, and him being quickly ushered out the door. And Gemma has been trying to solve the world's problems all by herself until she got a pep talk from Sala and recruited the rest of the team to come and help her with her Freedom League Dark duties. For the last few weeks, they've been meeting up at the Nerian Nexus to do some studying on the Chronozoid crisis, trying to get some information related to that. On this particular bright and sunny Wednesday morning, our heroes have reconvened at the Nerian Nexus and are poring over their books when the library creates a TV in the corner.
Is it an old school TV or is it one of those fancy new flat screen TVs?
It's an old school TV,
Ugh,
wood
still
paneling and
outdated.
everything.
Oh no, only goes to channel 3.
But it's okay because on Channel 3 you can see um, the concerned face of Roger Omac, who is a who was mentioned in Mutants and Masterminds Monday, oddly enough, today. um,
How convenient.
he says, "This is Roger Ormac, your Sky I-1 in the WFON News Chopper. And ladies and gentlemen and other assorted genders, this morning's commute will be one for the record books. We've got backups from State Route 6 at Lincoln all the way north to the SR9 525 interchange. If you don't have anywhere to be, stay home because you're not getting there anyway." And the chopper is sort of floating over traffic. He says the source of all this chaos is not one, but two unidentified cars tearing their way across downtown and over the bridges. These daredevils are already responsible for an estimated $2 million in damages. And get a shot of that, Kelly. You're not seeing things, folks. That is a car grinding on the Lindros Bridge railing. I don't know if this is the traffic report or extreme sports. I'm going to swing the Sky I-1 in low while Kelly gets the telephoto lens on, and we'll see if we can't bring you all a close-up of our mysterious racers. Here we go. And no one. You sure we're on the right side, Kelly? Viewers, like I said, today is one for the record books. It seems like our Daredevil stunt cars have no one behind the wheel. Looks like you can't blame reckless drivers for this one. And he sort of, the helicopter keeps up with the car that's going on. These two, one is a black muscle car and one is a red Corvette. And they're both causing all kinds of havoc across this highway that circles the entire city. Wrecking vehicles, slamming into buildings. You do see that some of them have even, they peeled out in front of a billboard and sprayed oil all over it that takes the form of graffiti. What would you all like to do?
Resin's gonna kind of look at everybody else. Driverless cars?
And sounds like a magical thing, which I think
Or
is
a
under our
technology
purview now.
Yeah, it could be
Can you
tech.
sense any magic?
We'd have to get closer. I honestly don't think I can sense magic through the TV. The whole Nexus is magical. It's hard to tune it out.
Does anyone have expertise pop culture?
Nope.
No. Journalism, but that's it.
Netherwar. Well, I think that we should get closer then.
Yeah, let's go take a look.
Awesome.
All right. Gonna hop on the bow cycle. I'm gonna chase down these cars.
Bowman seems way too excited about this.
I mean, he finally gets to use his bow cycle.
Do you got room on that cycle for somebody else? Because my flight speed can't keep up.
I can carry you if he doesn't.
If you hop on, I can get you close to the vehicle. You can see if it's actually magical or something else.
Yeah, that'll work. Not that I don't appreciate the offer, Centuria.
We'll salute and fly off.
Beautiful.
Meet you guys there.
Yeah.
Okay,
On scene.
just gonna
Excellent.
rev the engine and peel off.
With Gemma on the back.
Yeah, there's probably a bit of nostalgia to this. He's probably flashing back to a moment where he showed up here with like his first ever motorcycle, thinking he was sneaking in without Eldritch being aware. So, brief flashback to that, and then getting on mission.
Awesome. Awesome. So, you all, I'm going to need opposed either flight, speed, vehicles, or acrobatics or athletics checks.
Opposed.
Opposed by the bad guys.
Ah, gotcha.
Not opposed by each other.
Okay.
You said flight, speed. What were they?
Flight, speed, vehicles, acrobatics, or athletics.
I've got a speed check of 34.
Of
It's gotta
course
be
you do.
vehicles.
Um,
Ooh, I can do better than that.
athletics seems like the move for me.
Really? It's better than your flight?
Yep.
Mm.
And flight's only 11. That still wasn't great. Athletics didn't know.
I feel the need for speed. I think everybody beat me.
Good.
Mortis, you can roll a teleport check with your teleport ranks if you want.
That's what I'm double checking to see what they are, but I'm just trying to. I have so many powers.
I'm too powerful.
Someone's you, Bruno.
I got 19.
19.
Are these cars going ka-chow, by the way?
They're not going ka-chow.
I just don't want. I just don't want to hear them going. And transform.
When Jonesy put kapow in the chat, all I could think of was ka-chow, so it's appropriate that we went here immediately.
Awesome. So everybody go ahead and narrate UR's R since you were able to achieve a great deal of successes on this check. Please go ahead and narrate for me how you corner these cars. I'm going to start with Bowman.
Me? Well, Fletch is kind of like trying to decide between chasing down that little red Corvette or going for the much more aggressive looking muscle car. But he'll close in on the muscle car. Again, revving the engines, probably do like a bit of a wheelie, and hope that Resonant is able to hold on.
Warn me next time, please.
Sorry about that. And he's just gonna start like pulling up closer to this vehicle. He's gonna try to slow it down, so he will probably drop with this thing. He will try dropping some caltrops out of the post cycle, see if he can maybe use that to slow the vehicle down. But if not, he's going to like try to get it to follow him, so that one, it'll stay close, so Resonant can scan it, and two, they can maybe guide it away
Awesome.
from more populated areas.
Thank you so much for the 100 bits, Jupe. We really, really appreciate that. I'm sure our heroes will need that extra hero point in this upcoming
Thanks,
scene.
Jupe.
So, you drop some caltrops out of the bow cycle as you like pull ahead a little bit. And as you're doing so, you notice that the car, damn it. You see that the car seems to see those caltrops, and it goes up on 2 wheels to avoid them. But it's
He's
still
just going,
following along behind you.
squint as he's looking in the rearview mirror.
And you see it kind of like, it goes up on the 2 wheels, it bounces a little bit, it does sort of a flip and lands back on its 4 wheels and keeps rocketing off after you.
Oh, that's so cool. Just like Jason Statham in the transporter.
Wow.
Gemma, you are on the back. Do you want to roll an expertise magic check?
I certainly would. That is a 21.
You know what? You do notice that there is some nether magic emanating off of this big car.
Okay. I'll let everybody know via our comms. So yeah, we've got some nether magic at work here. Gotta
No
put a
need to
stop.
hold-
We gotta put a stop to this as soon as we can.
No need to hold back then.
Excellent.
Oh.
Excellent. So, yeah, the narration continues. The cars are still racing along. Bowman is trying to herd the black muscle car. What is Overdrive doing?
He is probably seething with impatience at these cars. Of course, are not fast compared to him. He is sort of probably getting a little agitated as he is trying to slow down in his super speed momentum, looking for signs from Resonant as to whether or not they are magic. Just trying to sort of read her sort of interpretation of the thing. She gives a slight nod or whatever. Try and grab the heaviest vehicle, or the one that is acting the most recklessly, and try and grab that up in a speed wake. I assume since it's not willing that it would probably get some kind of dodge save.
Yeah, but that was part of the opposed check for the skill challenge.
Oh, okay.
So
Then I will try to grab the deadliest vehicle up in a speed wake and hold it where its wheels have no purchase.
yeah, you kind of pick up this one, and you notice as it leaves the ground and starts to float a little bit, its hood pops up, and you see a little face pop up out of it that looks angry.
Mm-hmm.
And it closes its hood, and it revs its engine, and you hear a jet engine appear in the back of its trunk.
Oh, that's not cool. They've adapted.
And it's flying along after you in the speed wake at this point.
Really?
Who's chasing who, though?
I know.
Centuria, what are you doing as part of this scene?
I'm gonna try to lift up and smash one of the cars. Or I could. Are they close to each other?
They're not super close to each other yet, but once you all herd them into that semi-together location, they will be.
Okay, I'm going to pick one of the cars up, and I want to try to smash, take it over to the other car and smash it with it.
Awesome. So we will have that be the first round of combat as you come in, using your athletics to sort of swoop in after everything that's going on and just getting mad. As bad as Dave is, ironically. And then Mortis.
So what part of town are we in?
You all are... Let me double check that I'm not a liar. You are up in over here around Hanover, where this interchange kind of hits.
Fairly close to Jameson Airport.
Fairly close to the airport, yes.
Okay. So since we're close to the airport, I'm guessing there's lots of delivery trucks and big size trucks coming and going through that whole area.
Yes.
And some people probably abandon their vehicles to get away from the ongoing demon car chase scene. So I'm going to use some empty trailer hitches and stuff from a nearby truck depot to kind of block off some of the road with my ghostly grab, my hands grabbing them and basically blocking their exits so they can't get away.
Excellent. Funneling, creating these big barriers between where the cars are and where you want them to be. So, everybody sort of swoops in, slams into this sort of central area. Centuria, you come in to pick up one of the cars and slam it into the other one, and we're going to open with that attack before we jump into initiative. So Centuria, go ahead and roll to hit.
19.
Awesome. So it becomes 17 because you're using multi-attack. You're attacking 2 targets. And that actually won't hit them. A 17 won't hit.
Okay, well, I have hero points. I want this here.
Excellent.
Jeez. Okay, but that's 24.
Yep.
So 22.
And that will hit. So, you slam both of them for DC 27. Here's Beamer and Screamer. They both take a bruise and a daze.
Okay.
So you slam them into each other. You hear this just raucous, like, "Ow, what are you doing, you idiot?" coming from the one car as they slam into each other. And their parts sort of smash and break into each other, which is what you intended on happening, Centuria. And as they sort of peel themselves apart, you see that they have taken the sort of humanoid, robotic shapes.
Like Transformers.
Like Transformers.
More
So
like
sorry,
GoBots.
Jonesy.
Freaking GoBots.
We represent but are legally distinct from the...
We're the Sucker Society. Alright, everybody roll for initiative.
Yay!
Do we have tokens on this page?
Sure don't. I'll get them real quick.
I was like Mortis.
Or just dragged his out.
I was trying, but I can't shrink him.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, we haven't tried mine out, but he's giant size.
Where's Bowman? Here he is. Yeah, I guess I could trick you guys a little bit. You don't have to be too small, but...
30.
30.
Wow.
I don't have a Transformers, token.
I was about to complain that my token is smaller than everyone else's, so thank you for fixing
That was an accident. Oh, who do we want to make the cars? Do I have here? What do I have? CT stands for car token.
Oh,
That's legit.
Alright, then initiative for them.
Somebody needs some fuel injector cleaner.
Oof. I rolled a 2, everybody at home. Alright, Overdrive is first on 30.
Okay. So, how many of these things are there?
2.
Which one is in this? Isn't my speedwake chasing me?
Neither of them, because Centuria flew in and smashed them together.
so sorry.
Okay, but so one of them was in my speedwake.
Yes, that was
Okay.
that was the red Corvette, because Bowman was dealing with the black muscle car.
Gotcha. Okay, so then I will roll up and try to lay some smackdown on the little red Corvette.
Excellent.
You know what? No. I better save it. That's pretty awful. All right, so obviously it's still rolling from Centuria's throw, and I overshoot a little bit, so I miss.
You miss!
I'm assuming a 12 misses. I'm sorry. I shouldn't
Yes,
assume that.
a 12 does miss.
I figured.
So you come zipping in, overdrive, and you try to slam into this car, and you weren't expecting it to be a robot just yet, and it jumps and sidesteps away from you.
Hey, giant robots. Great.
Hey, look at this guy. He thinks he's a car. You want to play bumper cars, little fake car?
Who said that?
The one you try to run into.
Oh.
The red Corvette.
Oh, okay.
Centuria.
I'm gonna try to do the same thing I just did. So I'm just gonna try to lift one up and throw it into the other one. Ugh. Never mind. No, I'm not.
So you come over to grab him, and it sort of ducks away. It makes an inhaling noise, and its chassis it contracts away from where you're trying to grab it. It says, "Hands off the merchandise, Blondie."
Ew.
Resonant.
All right. How strong was that nether magic that I was picking up on?
More than a little, less than a lot.
Okay. So Resonant's gonna pull on the power of her diamond, and she's going to see if she can't disengage that magical energy from the robot with a nullify.
Rude.
So, that is not the power level of that anymore because I left it as if I was spending a hero point to increase the power level. So let's change that back. 28 on my nullify.
28 will hit. What's that resisted by?
Well, it's a nullify. Counters magic broad.
It's resisted by power rank. That's right.
Yup.
So
Are you still on the motorcycle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Resonant can't keep up if she's not on something that goes more than 60. If everything's going more than 60 miles an hour.
Well, you got 3 degrees of success, so I will let you nullify 3 of one of their powers.
Okay. What powers do they have?
They've got speed, built-in weapons, strength, armor, flight, variable.
Ooh, variable. All right. So let's take out variable. Let's take out weapons. And let's take out strength.
Whack. So for the moment, which one did you hit that? Did you hit the black muscle car with that?
Yeah, since that's the one we're chasing, that's the one I'm targeting. So
since you've taken away basically all of its ability to move, it's going to turn back into a car. I'll let you describe what happens.
So Resonant, when she pulls on the power of her diamond, her hair becomes silver white and her eyes become pearlescent, and she basically just reaches out a hand and she pulls, like almost like she's pulling threads, and you just see that sickly black green nether magic just kind of seep out and then explode into like a pearlescent shower as the car shifts back into a normal vehicle form.
The other one looks at the other one and says, "Hey, that's not fair. Change it back."
Sorry. Removing powers is my specialty, not giving them.
The Resonant flips him off as the motorcycle goes by. Mortis.
And these things are robots, right?
They are robots.
Robots.
I am going to blast the hell out of one of them. The little red Corvette.
Yeah, they might even be robots in disguise.
Represent but are legally distinct.
It's Sorry, they're transmorphers in the Freedom City universe.
Transmorphers in a more than hides and flays night. Yeah.
I think Hasbro gonna sue somebody.
Bolt. 17 to strike.
17?
To grab the the little red Corvette.
17's not quite enough to hit.
That's what I figured. Oh well.
So yeah, he's still trying to get Resonant to change his buddy back into a Transformer. And he sort of rotates away from Mortis's ghostly grab. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Mortis?
Nah.
Okay. Bowman.
Okie doke. Well, these things are powered by magic, so I guess an EMP arrow probably wouldn't help. So let's use the old classic. Well, so are they like close together at this point, or like because one's a car now and one's still a robot?
They are close together because the one came over to say, "Hey, quit doing that." Then they got smashed into each other by Centurio.
Okay, let's see if we can pin them down. First off, we'll go with the let's go with the foam arrow because it's an area effect and they're close together right now. Starting to think I have too many arrows.
Never
Wow.
enough arrows.
You need more.
I was looking at more weird ones for you to have.
So the one automatically fails his dodge save because he's a car right now and he can't move.
Sweet.
The other one rolls a dodge versus 16. We'll roll against half, so 13. Hindered and vulnerable. So the one that is still a robot is hindered and vulnerable. The one that is a car is immobile and defenseless.
Sweet. So Fletch is just because the motorcycle has like stabilizers on it, so he can shoot his bow while not holding on. So he's just like he's got his hands on his bow and he's kind of like leaning, so the thing turns and he's like curving around the one that turned into a car, and he's just like aiming a shot and firing it off to land right in the middle of the two of them. That just bursts out and gums up the tires of the car one and gets all over the feet and legs of the other one.
With Resonant holding on tight around his
Yep.
waist.
Yep, I was just about to say, and Resident doesn't know that, so when he lets go, she's like, "Oh crap!"
Wow, you have so many muscles, Bowman.
With his arms.
Yeah, everything else is normal. It's his arms that are crazy. And yeah, no, he's just like, don't worry, I've made some upgrades.
Players going, is that innuendo? I think that's innuendo.
So the one...
Because it's what Kat was thinking.
No.
You're a bad liar.
I don't have those thoughts.
Resident and Bowman on the bow cycle. The robot is going to open fire on you with his built-in weaponry. With a multi-attack, so subtract 2 from this to hit for Bowman and Resonant.
Oof.
Huzzah!
Wow.
Oh no.
DC 25 toughness save for Resonant and Bowman.
All right. Oof. Spend a hero point. Sure, why not?
That's 2 degrees. Yeah, same here.
I'll take it.
You'll
I
take
can do better
nothing.
than 11.
I take nothing. Good day, sir.
Oh wait,
Oh no.
14, 20 total.
Yep.
So still down by 1 degree, but not 2.
So that's just a bruise for Bowman. As he lifts up both of his arms and they turn into these ridiculous auto cannons that fire off these red plastic darts with suckers on the end of them that slam into you all, causing bruising to Bowman and nothing to Resonant.
Yeah, he's kind of vulnerable because he just fired an arrow. Do I need to roll toughness save for the bow cycle, or is he just targeting the two of us?
Just the two of you.
Okay.
And then the other one's going to try to roll to get out of the nullification. And remain nullified. Overdrive, over to you. We have one who's your
Alright, so we
favorite,
got-
immobile and defenseless.
That's what I wanted to hear the most. Alrighty then. Well, since he's a big machine, I don't have to worry about him getting too badly damaged if I lay some. Oh wait. What am I thinking?
Haven't had a
Finishing attack.
Finish him.
Finish it.
And
Right.
so that is well, thank God he's defenseless and immobile. 14.
He is
That is-
defenseless.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
So that will be a +2 damage for multi-attack. And +5 for the crit. So 28, 33 DC.
Yeah.
And he has 1 bruise. $33 and 17. Math is hard.
16.
16. He's out. What happens, Overdrive?
Okay. A blur of red, sort of race, and Overdrive is like using his run-up walls, and he is just all over the robot, striking at joints and circuit boxes and external sensors, and then the robot just collapses into a heap of rubbish.
Wake. Good job, Overdrive. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Look at the other one and go, you sure you want this to go the whole 15 rounds?
Ain't gonna be 15 rounds. We'll take you all out here in just a second.
Right, tough guy.
Powering up
Couldn't
my
handle
ultimate
this without a
attack.
partner.
Wait till we fuse.
Oh no, he's gonna fuse with a pile of junk.
Centuria.
I want to try to like force him with all my strength like into the ground so he like folds in on himself like an accordion.
That sounds like a heavy blow. He is hindered and vulnerable too, so he is a lot easier to hit now.
Okay, I guess so. I'm scared. 16?
That'll hit.
Guess I dropped stuff. Cool. Yeah, 31 DC. Oh my god.
You slam into him, Centuria, and he stands there for a second, and he looks a little shocked and in disbelief, and he says, "See, I'm powering up my ultimate attack."
Wow.
I hate that.
You can try to
Is
hit
that
him
gonna
again
bu-
if you want.
Did it buff right out?
Yeah, I think I'll go fatigue to hit him again. 'Cause that made me mad.
How dare you?
25. She
Oh,
angry
no.
this time.
No, you already had your turn. That's not how it works.
Ah.
Ugh, there's another bruise.
Should have been less. So annoying.
So
And I rolled a 1.
you slam into him a couple of times. Sparks go everywhere, and he laughs maniacally. Resonant.
Well, it worked so well the last time. We're just going to do it again. Try to nullify his powers.
No.
All right. There it is.
Part of Megatron will be played by Skeletor tonight.
So, 17 to hit.
That will hit. And you nullify 2 of his powers.
All right. Variable and weapons.
So he also turns back into a car, but he can move. But he can't attack, he can just move. What happens, Resonant?
So again, she kind of just reaches out and pulls that nether magic out of this transforming robot car and shatters it as quickly as she can so that it doesn't leach back to her. And she'll say, "Okay, guys, Take care of it as quickly as possible before it breaks out of that.
I'm going to get away. You can't stop me. Mortis.
Take off its tires. It's just a car.
Don't give them any ideas.
That's my whole shtick.
All right. Mortis, what would you like to do?
I would like to reach out with my spectral claws and grab it with an ethereal grasp.
That checks out.
19.
19 will hit.
I'm going to pick it up so it can't drive away.
So it will try to make a strength check, but it's in car form, so it's not as strong. You pick it up so it can't drive away. So it's kind of floating there in the air. Your move object is damaging, so I'll go ahead and roll a toughness check as well.
Now I'm going to crunch in a little bit on it.
For a bruise and a stagger.
Christine, you're not.
Why do you always gotta make it personal? So yeah, the ghostly energy's crunching down on not Christine. Bowman, what would you like to do?
Is this car's defenses affected currently?
It is hindered and vulnerable currently.
Okay.
Thanks to you, as a matter of fact.
Ooh.
Yeah, I just wanted to know where it was at, like, statistically. I'm trying to figure out what flipping arrow to use on this stupid thing.
You don't have a take out the batteries arrow?
I mean,
EMP.
yeah, I didn't think the EMP would work on a magically powered car.
I did depower it from magic a little bit, so.
He just shoots Jason at it, and he uninstalled the battery.
Wow, where did you come from?
How'd you get in my quiver?
Okay, I'm thinking Peerless Shot, it's multi-attack, which means it could be up by 2 or 5, depending on how many degrees over its defense it gets.
Mm-hmm.
Which means... no, its defenses are down. I'm gonna go with the boxing glove arrow.
Excellent.
29 to hit.
29 to hit. That'll hit. It's a DC 26.
Yep, the most powerful arrow.
Most powerful arrow.
What'd you fill that thing with? Bricks?
It takes another bruise and a daze, but it was already staggered, so... what happens, Bowman?
So he's still, like, continuing to circle this thing. You know, riding with no hands on the handlebars. He's just going for an arrow, taking a shot, just trying to work with the team to pin this thing down. You know what? I think I'll go for fatigue to shoot another.
Momentarily.
Yeah, it says we're going. It says we're up.
Cool.
There we go.
All right.
I shot that arrow way too hard.
Yeah, you broke the internet.
Yeah, and Andy was complaining about Superboy Prime earlier, punching the walls and shaking the universe.
Can't sleep on the archers.
Bowman Prime.
Yeah, I punched the fourth wall.
That's another bruise and daze, Bowman.
With your lag arrow.
Not the lag arrow.
So yeah, just continuing to like move at incredible speeds around this thing, taking shots with arrows. This is probably the most fun he's had in a long time.
Excellent.
He might actually be smiling under his bow helmet.
Does the visor look like a bow turned sideways?
I was gonna say it looks kind of like a chevron, like a stretched out arrow, but that's much better.
Awesome. Good job, Bowman. The car, who is floating in the air and nullified and in a bad way,
Has a choice to make.
yeah, it's gonna try to roll to break out of the nullification. It does not, and that's all it can do that turn because it's staggered. So, Overdrive, over to you.
All right. So what kind of shape is this thing?
Not good.
That's what I like to hear. Let's hit this guy with some unsympathetic vibrations. Then. So I gotta reach out and touch someone.
You just take its Cadillac and revert it away.
So, oh come on! All right, I'm not missing that badly at 9:15. So I'm gonna spend myself a hero point, and I'm gonna do that again, much more effectively this time. Why am I not rolling anything over a 6? I'm not sure what's going on here. There we go.
That was over a 6.
You're playing Overdrive.
Oh, ouch, Jonesy, ouch. Okay, so that hits, I assume. So it's time for him to make a dodge save.
He's not immune to dodge saves. He's incapacitated.
I know. So the DC is 24, so his 13. Oh.
He is incapacitated.
Yeah. Boom.
All right, how do you take him down, Overdrive?
Unlike the last time where he physically went like running up and down the robot, punching all the crucial ventures, this time he just stops next to him, gives him a rather annoyed look, and does the old sets his hand to motion and transfers those vibrations into the robot, which then shakes itself to pieces.
No.
Yes.
Doesn't glow black anymore, does it?
It
No.
does not.
That's been solved.
Confirming. Just confirming.
Don't bring it up.
That's been solved.
The GM might get ideas.
I don't need ideas.
We're going, we don't need ideas.
True that. All right, good job, team. You have destroyed the 2 transmorphers. What would you like to do?
Figure out where the heck they came from.
Yeah, I will point out that there were 2 beings under the hood, and try and find them within the wreckage of the robots.
Sorry for the confusion. Their faces were their robot faces.
Oh, okay. I was having like a Men in Black moment where there's like little tiny critters inside running.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, when you described that, that's how I was picturing. Yeah, I'm sorry, my bad. So, okay.
Generally, it would be a creepy little creature in there, but nope.
With quickness, I want to look for like VIN numbers or anything to identify these things, where they came from. You know, made in Taiwan. Like, I don't know.
You do find a Made in China sticker, on the bottom of one of them.
Okay.
Or both of them, actually. The sticker is much larger than it looks like it started off being.
Do these things appear to be die-cast, or are they plastic?
They do appear to be die-cast.
But they don't look like they're real cars per se, just really big toy cars.
Like really big toy cars, yes.
Right.
Is this pinging any recognition of a certain familiar villain for us Freedom Leaguers?
But I imagine Bowman.
Bowman and Centuria would be familiar with Toy Boy, yes.
By rolling their eyes as we speak. No,
Centuria will just groan when she realizes. I think we're dealing with Toy Boy. Should look at Bowman.
People say I never grow up.
Yeah, this looks like his handiwork.
Why are you doing that thing with your voice again?
I just had to clear my throat. That's because he has the mask on.
I know.
Shaped like a bow.
You can definitely roll an investigation check. Resonant, you said you were trying to figure out where they came from?
Yeah, or at least Resonant's probably trying to get a trace on the magical signature.
Can I try to aid her with that?
Yeah, sure.
I am unhelpful because I can't roll a 2. Are you? Jonesy, do these new sheets use a D10 instead of a D20? What's happening? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's my luck with dice, even virtual dice. They're terror bad.
Yeah.
Terror bad.
So do you want me to? I can roll an expertise magic to see if I can trace the signature.
Sure.
I would say 30.
That looks pretty good. You do find a couple of locations that have similar energies that you're sort of feeling. You're feeling the west side of Liberty Park, the North Bay Yacht Club, and the Boardwalk. Those locations seem to be resonating with magical energy.
Okay. So I'll point that out to the rest of the group, and I'll kind of look at Centuria and Bowman. You guys are more familiar with Toy Boy, was it?
Yeah.
He's not magical in nature, is he?
Is he, Alex? I actually don't know anything about Toy Boy as a player.
He is magical in nature.
No, he is.
Okay.
He was just a regular skeezy villain, but then his body got sick and he was transferred into a magic doll, and he's been trying to get revenge on the people who own his company ever since.
Okay.
All that going around.
Well, I suppose that makes more sense then. So yeah, the Yacht Club, the Boardwalk, and the North End? Liberty Park.
West side of Liberty Park, yep.
West side of Liberty Park.
Okay.
Which I'm trying to mark on the map, but I don't remember where everything is.
So nothing close to South Side, because I do recall that there was a gang named the Toy Boys who were operating in that location.
That is correct, but there does not appear to be any of that magical energy from Southside.
This is our. We've got 3 areas to check. Where do you guys want to head? I think Liberty Park is probably closest to where we're at right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
sounds
go
like-
over there.
And we can't go to Boardwalk until we pass go. So
As long as we're not passing go to go directly to jail and not collect $200.
All right, so you guys are heading that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Following your resonant divining rod. Resident, are you still riding on the bow cycle?
Yes, it moves faster than I do.
Sweet. So yeah, Bowman hops back on the post cycle, revs the engine loudly as like a tire screech as he spins it in the right direction and then pulls off.
Do you have to do that?
Do what?
Overcompensate. Overcompensate.
This is just how this vehicle works.
We've passed plenty of other motorcycles on the road that don't do this.
Yeah, they also don't drop oil slicks either. But if you want me to slow down, I can slow it down.
It's not so much the slowing down, it's the... You're not the only one on the bike right at the moment.
I'm not gonna let you fall off.
You only have one helmet.
No, there would be 2, except one is like child size, but
It doesn't fit.
That's what she said.
Oh.
Oh no, she.
oh,
Oh no, she didn't.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
process that one.
So you all go heading off downtown, basically to the west end of Liberty Park, which is a little bit like Central Park in New York City. It's this big, massive green space in the very center of Liberty or Freedom City. As you pull up to the west end, sort of following residents' directions, you do see that you are making your way towards the Kirby Museum of Fine Arts, which is over here. Usually, it's a bustling place this time of day with tourists coming in and out. But you do see there are a number of police cruisers outside, and the front door has been taped off with police tape.
The motorcycle will gently come to a stop.
Resident will hop off and kind of look back at Bowman and say, "Thank you."
Do you want to go speak to the police?
Yeah, I can do that.
I can
Look, go look inside.
Yeah.
Dave can go with you. Buddy system. So, Resident will go up to one of the police that look like they're in charge, or at least coordinating the efforts here.
Yeah, you do see there's a couple of officers. They look a little bored, looking around. And they see you coming up, Resident. One guy says, "Oh my god, go look at this guy. You're a superhero, right? You're one of the Freedom League Dark. Is that what I think I read that in the papers?"
That's what the media is calling us. I'm Resident. What's happened here?
You wouldn't want anything to do with this. It was silent alarm got tripped.
You'd be surprised. I'm sensing a lot of magical energy from inside.
Huh. Look at that, Kowalski. She says there's a lot of magical energy inside. What kind of magical energy?
The not good kind.
Yeah, it's never the good kind. You know, my cousin Paulie, he used to get involved with magic too, but he had to wind up getting divorced, and he lost his kids. It was a whole thing with the magic. It's never good for you.
Sharia will kind of cut him off and say, "Can you just tell us what you know so we can start the investigation?"
What investigation? It's somebody came in and stole a painting and broke a vase.
So which painting and what vase?
Oh, I don't know. You
Well,
gotta talk to the museum guy.
While they're doing that, I'm like, nudge, nudge. Hey, Spooky. Wanna Speedy.
I'm like, you're
Whoops.
talking to yourself.
I do that occasionally. Wanna peek inside?
Yeah, let's.
So we're gonna go around the side, and I'm gonna go insubstantial, and I'm gonna guess that overdrive is gonna vibrate through the wall
Yes.
as we.
Yes, I will speed phase through the wall.
Awesome. The cop will say, if you also want to go inside and talk to the museum guy, he's in answering questions with the detectives.
Yeah, we'll do that. Thank you.
Hey, do you got a card or something? Because if you're magic, I got this thing that I really need looked at. Are you like a magic doctor?
Sorry, no, I don't have a license to practice medicine.
Ugh. Well, yeah, you got any ointments or anything like that? It's just this rash I gotta show somebody.
Oh Lord!
No.
Bowman's just gonna walk in.
Here's gonna be one of those episodes. Oh my!
You probably should talk to your doctor.
Magical rash. So what happens? You sleep with a succubus. It's not good.
Oh no.
Get the seventh layer itch.
And Sharia will just give him a disgusted look and then walk past him into the building.
Oh, what did I say?
Resident will follow. Okay,
To look at Resonant
that was
What?
weird. Yeah.
oh, that was so weird. That was the strangest thing I've seen in a while, and
And you hang around with us.
right. Centuria actually laughs, which is cool.
Meanwhile, inside, Overdrive and Mortis, you all do make your way in. You face through the wall. You do see that most of the museum is sort of empty at this point. There are a couple of cops sort of keeping an eye on things. There's a detective in a long brown coat who's talking to the museum curator, who is sir not appearing in this film. His name's not mentioned in the write-up here in the module.
Oh, Sweetwater.
Cheese.
No.
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Sholmes.
Sherlock Holmes, yes.
Sherlock Gnomes.
No.
Wow. He went there. Oh,
No, gosh.
I watched Romeo and Juliet 373 times or something like that.
What?
Okay, that's insane.
I worked
But-
at Myers, and it played 3.5 times every shift that I worked in electronics.
Oh no.
Oh.
Ooh.
That
Can
was
you
the
have
movie on the TV in the background.
Stop
So
watching?
It played the whole movie?
it played the whole movie.
Oh my god.
I got to measuring how long my shift had left by what part of the movie I was in.
Oh no.
So what you're saying is you worked at Meyer for 4 months
Yeah.
to watch it 360 some odd times.
Did
Yeah,
you
it
go
was
to
a seasonal
Target after
job.
that?
Oof.
I did go to Target after that, but not right after that.
Then he came to Target and he met me, and his life changed for the better.
It was wonderful.
So, what is the store next door? I hear that's the stormtroopers' place to shop.
Because they can't hit a target?
Right.
It's Old Navy.
Very good.
That's where the Empire shops.
Did you say Old Navy?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that was what was next to our Target.
And that makes perfect sense.
This is a
Old
Toys R
Imperial
Us.
Navy.
But the museum curator does look a little. He looks a little shook up. Are you trying to be stealthy about investigating, or are you going to walk up and introduce yourselves?
I'm gonna walk up and introduce myself. I don't know about y'all.
Well, it's spooky and speedy right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Small, spooky. Are we playing it on the down low, or are we going just lay it out there?
It seems whatever happened has already happened, so yeah, might as well just go and play nice.
Okay. All right.
All right. So you two walk up to the detective and to the curator, and the curator goes, "Oh my! When did you come out of the shadows, Mortis?"
It happens.
And the detective sort of narrows his eyes at you. I didn't know this was Freedom League business.
Well, we were drawn here by some mystical disturbance, so yeah, it's becoming Freedom League business.
Of course it is. Is Daedalus around? Where's your boss?
If I
Busy.
weren't so busy being mopey right now, I would definitely be, But Overdrive is too distracted. His inner child is giggling. But
My colleague is busy.
oh, I got the shirt. I got the shirt.
Well, you capes didn't miss much. Somebody came in here and jacked a painting. They broke a vase, and then they got off while the car chase was going on around town. No, that's not what happened. The curator kind of jumps in. I told you that the painting jumped off of the wall and stole the vase. Yeah, what this guy said. I don't know.
Oh, we'll kind of look sideways at Mortis like,
Well, we've had weirder cases, so
there's that.
See, I told you they believed me when they showed up. Oh, you
Can
called
you
these
show-
guys. No, but it was something magic in Freedom City. Somebody's gonna show up.
can you show us where the painting was?
Yes, Detective, if you don't have any further questions, I'm going to show them to the scene. And the cop kind of scowls and puts his notepad away. Says, "You guys are
And at
wasting
that
your
po-
time."
At that point, I float up a little couple inches off the ground. I promise I won't disturb the scene.
Alright. Hey, you, Tights, keep an eye on Spooky here. He's got a reputation.
He's a member of the Freedom League. You just watch yourself.
I didn't know they took felons into Freedom League.
Well, they do. So
Why don't you go protect and serve somewhere else and stop disrespecting Mortis over here?
Just drop it.
What?
And I'll follow behind the curator.
Awesome. The rest of the group does walk up as the detective is walking away, and he sort of brushes into Bowman.
Is it just me, or do the cops seem agitated with us?
I mean, that one guy wanted to show you his rash. Is that agitated?
Yeah.
What? I'm really glad I faced through the wall because I don't even want to know what that was about.
That was weird. No, they just, I mean,
No, I see what you mean.
emotion sense, Alex.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's an insight check, right?
Yep.
37.
Well,
Resident.
Yeah.
They do seem off. You're not 100% sure what's going on, but there's some sort of either amplifier to their baser emotions or something that might be throttling their higher psyches.
Yeah, something is definitely off. Their emotions are scattered. Like I'm not sure if they're more agitated or if they're just less in control of their emotions, if that makes sense.
Question for you. Is your power like a general power, or is it like you have to target someone for it?
For the emotion reading?
Yep.
Let me double check it. It is just a sense, so it's emotion reading, accurate, and acute. So I think I have to target somebody specifically.
Yeah, if you made it radius, you could do it to everybody around you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the curator will take you guys on down to the scene where you do see it's taped off, but there is an empty picture frame near some broken pottery. As you're looking around, I would like investigation checks from everyone.
Everyone? I'm on it.
20.
Hey!
Look at those two.
25.
Spooky and Speedy, the investigative.
Right, that's why we're a team.
That's right.
Yeah, good job.
I'm Bowman. I mean,
Yeah.
Wow. Showing us up without even critting. Holy crap.
The world's okayest detective.
I thought that was Savage Rage.
Oh man! Everybody who rolled over a 15, you're able to find at the scene a lump of coral-colored putty, flecked with dried paint among these green pottery shards. And looking at the empty picture frame, you see some shreds of this same putty-type material. And you do see a few oily smears suggesting something moved from the picture frame to the vase and then destroyed it.
can you tell us what the picture was of?
Yes. I actually have footage of what happened. But the detective didn't want to see it.
Well, we definitely
didn't want
do
to
want
see
to
it.
see it.
Yeah, he said that this wasn't worth the department's time, and it was just a cheap painting that went missing, and that our insurance would cover it.
Something's off with the officers here.
Sorry he was so rude to you.
Well, at least the detective, I'm assuming the one outside, that was very strange when talking to me.
Yeah.
Seemed pretty normal to me.
Could there be someone casting something on them right now, or is it maybe some leftover effect of something else?
I'm not sure. I'll have to do some digging.
Okay. Everyone's staying your toes then.
Bowman, you hear a familiar voice. I guess you all would be familiar with her voice. It's Sophie. um,
Oh.
she says, "Oh, Tobias, I'm so glad you're okay," as she comes up to where the curator is.
Centuria will like glance at Bowman and then be like, Sophie.
Centuria, oh, it's so good the Freedom League Dark is on this case. I heard what
Yeah.
happened.
What are you doing here?
I was on my way to donate a couple of pieces that I've sourced from some artists down in Southside.
Oh.
And you notice she has like a tub with her.
Very nice of you.
Well, it was, I think, Tobias and I have been working together to showcase some more local Freedonian art, especially from our disenfranchised neighborhoods.
Did you see the police out there?
Yeah, the one guy said he had a rash.
So they were a little bit weird to you, too, then.
Police are always weird to me. She kind of smiles.
Resonant is kind of looking at Sophie like, because Resonant's gotten a read on her before. And she's just kind of like, okay.
Sketchy. Okay, well, we're gonna continue the investigation, but if you see anything weird, let us know.
Definitely. She says, Tobias, you guys are all going back to your office, right? To review the footage? Yeah. I'll just tag along and drop these off with you, and then I'll go on my way. Wouldn't want to get in the way of the Freedom League Dark.
Is Bowman standing there, not speaking to her? Is he picking up on any, like, is she looking in his direction at all?
Roll an insight check.
Okay, that's what I was fishing for.
That means yes.
And the 12.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
think
roll
she's
low
still-
now. Oh,
Hey!
You do know she has given you a couple of looks.
and are they? Oh, cool. There's a superhero looks, or there's that guy who broke my window the other night looks.
Oh, let's see.
How badly does Alex roll?
He rolled a nat 20, though.
Unfortunately, the DC for this is 37.
No, jeez.
Unfortunately, the roll is opposed.
There is a look of recognition in her face that you catch before she can hide it.
She be knowing.
His brow will furrow slightly. Then he'll say, "We should get going and look at that footage. We have other locations to investigate, and we want to make sure that painting doesn't get too far."
Yeah, or whatever was in it.
Well, I
which
won't
way's the
get in your way.
office?
Before we take off to the back, can I go over to the shards of the vase on the ground,
You sure can.
and I want to try to see if I can sense any magics coming off of it.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a expertise magic check. Or a perception check, whichever one's better.
Maybe. Yeah, 15.
You are feeling magic from the vase. You're having trouble narrowing down exactly what, but you do know that this is defensive magic crafted via hermetic traditions. And the frame seems to be racked with spirit energy, which you sort of immediately gravitate towards.
Kind of give Resident a kind of a look.
What's up?
I'm getting some vibes off the frame and the shards.
You want me to take a look?
Yeah, you're better at that than I am, but it's definitely comes still sort of spiritual magic coming off the frame, and defensive is what I picked up off the shards.
Defensive focused inwards? Let me check.
Yeah.
I crit. That's a 38.
Obviously, you crit. Why wouldn't you crit?
Yeah.
Magic.
Unfortunately for you, the DC is 50.
Oh, no, 39. The DC is 39. It's always that +1 factor.
All right. So, Resonant, as you're sort of communing with both the vase and the frame, you're definitely getting nether magic from the frame, mixed with some kind of strange spectral soul energy. You
Okay.
believe that this is similar to the magic that animated the transmorphers.
Okay.
The
So
shards of the vase, you do know, and this, I didn't write this, but this is perfect because this vase was shaped of a large piece of jade, which is a gem that Resonant could interact with. This vase, you're sort of reaching out to it, and you sort of get a whole life story of this vase. This was once the Green Man's ear, which was a large piece of jade shaped by elemental magic that could summon and commune with nature spirits.
and was the defensive magic that was part of its makeup, was it focused inwards? Like it was containing something?
Not that it was containing. Yeah, actually, yeah, technically yes.
Okay. So as she's looking over the frame, she'll point out that information to Mortis. I think this is the same nether magic that animated those vehicles we just ran across, and this vase. The magic was definitely defensive, pointed inward, like it was containing something. I got a whole life story from this. It was made completely out of jade. It could commune with nature spirits. I don't know what it was containing, but I think the only reason it got broke because whatever was in the painting wanted whatever was inside the vase.
Centuria, you hear Davy sniffing.
I'll pull him out and wave him around that general area.
And he kind of sniffs down. He's kind of direct you down to the putty that's sort of around.
What is it?
He says, "I know what this is. This is Wonder Putty.
What's Wonder Putty?
It's like Silly Putty, but legally distinct.
What does it do?
It's a toy. You can use it to copy the newspaper or stretch into different shapes, or it's like a little pink blob that you sell in an egg and give to people."
Davy says this is a toy. Which more signifies that Toy Boy is upstairs. We need to find out where he is.
Well, let's go take a look at the footage then and see what exactly we're dealing with.
Yes.
And Sophie will kind of walk over to Bowman and she'll say, "Do you think you could carry this into the office and drop it off?"
Sure thing. You should probably get out of here.
Yeah, I've got an appointment to get my window fixed.
Sick burn.
Well, that's yeah, you should probably go handle that. I'm sure however that happens, that's something that needs to be dealt with later. Let me take those for you.
Good talk, as always.
You should have
Fleetly.
said, make sure to put a cloak on. It's cold out there.
Oh no, it's a he knows, she knows type of thing.
He doesn't even know what he knows, though.
Does not know. he has yet to bring it up to anyone who knows anything about magic.
That's right.
All right, so you all head back into the museum curator's office, and he pulls up the security footage. And the security footage seems uneventful at the time of the robot attack, showing an unremarkable view that includes a somehow off portrait of Adrian Eldritch, as well as the green vase now shattered on the floor. After a moment, the painting convulses, then slides to the floor. It continues moving on its own toward the vase, where it wraps around the artifact and crushes it. The portrait then morphs into a rubbery pink fluid and forces its way out through a small ventilation duct.
Oh my god.
Do you have any footage from the last couple of days? Is anybody? I mean, I'm just wondering if that maybe the painting was replaced at some point.
Well, that is a new donation to the museum. I do know that.
When did it come in?
Just a few days ago.
Who donated it?
He kind of goes into his records. He says it was donated by a person named Dalton Medmast, which I will put into the chat. He said he's a reclusive tech sector worker. He arranged the whole donation via web conferencing.
So you never... did you meet him?
No. He said he was donating it on behalf of the artist, a person named Kim Roberts.
Bowman? Does either of those names sound familiar to you? Or you've got a connection to the internet, right?
Man, I forgot to put a bow computer on my wrist.
Again?
Shoot!
I called it out last time. That's not on me.
You did.
That's why I thought he took care of it.
His web arrow.
Wi-Fi.
404 arrow not found.
Wow.
I don't have internet connection, but do I recognize either of the tech person or the artist?
Give me. Do you have expertise, Freedom City?
Sure don't. I have Streetwise.
You have no high society or anything?
Not as a skill that I have put on my sheet, no.
You don't have expertise, art, Freedom City, or pop culture?
No, I should probably put one of those on next time I spend PowerPoints.
Do you have contacts?
Or connected?
I think I have one of those. I have connected.
All right, give me a persuasion check. We're gonna model that a little bit because I think contact is the one that you can use persuasion to ask a question.
Oof, that's a reroll if I ever saw one.
I'm not answering Fletch Beaumont's calls. Fuck that guy.
He breaks your windows.
You call Sophie.
Hey, he managed to get us to talk to the Daconda guy, so we got to give him a little bit of slack.
Yeah. That's a 22 for the roll. And I didn't break that window. I was just there when it happened.
Usually I do break the windows, but this time I'm innocent.
Sure, Jan.
Bowman is innocent of this crime.
I only break windows if I'm swinging through them.
So you're kind of checking through your contacts, reaching out to folks with your network. You get a few things. You do get a ping on your bow computer, which is just your cell phone at this point that you're using to reach out to people.
I'll stat it out next time.
And you get a message from Jason that says, I checked, that donor's name is an alias. It's not real. But that person has also purchased some inexpensive property around town.
So, sorry, the artist's name was an alias, or was the seller's name an alias?
The donor's name is an alias.
Donor's name, sorry. Donor's name is an alias. And sorry, I was just like totally thrown off by that being Jason. So his name was an alias, and they something about the places around town.
Yeah, he says the donor has recently purchased several inexpensive pieces of property, including an old Sinbad's Palace arcade,
Okay.
a defunct children's theater called the Fairy Glen,
Sure.
an abandoned PD Popcorn's restaurant,
That sounds creepy, but okay.
Animatronics.
a shuttered Toys for You store,
Uh,
Okay.
and a gutted building that once served as an elementary school.
Um,
Oh.
One final thought, Jason will also say that Kim Roberts is a well-known painter who owns a card shop near the boardwalk called On Deck.
boardwalk, boardwalk.
So was this part of the connected thing? Like, did Fletch wouldn't have called Jason? I don't think.
No, but Jason saw that you were asking questions, and he responded to them.
Talking about your complication.
Oh.
Jason may have left a back door into your tech.
You can kick the sidekick out of the lair, but you can't kick the lair out of the sidekick.
Apparently not.
just as a curiosity, do we know what Toyman's real name is?
Boy.
Toy Boy. Sorry.
Bowman and Centuria would have access to that information. Well, I guess you would all have access to that information through the Freedom League database. His real name is Desmond Lettum.
Yeah.
Because
I
I'm
see.
wondering if the name is a.
Anagram.
Yep.
D.
Why?
They do be having the same letters though.
We're talking about Dalton Midmath.
Mm-hmm.
Totally could be.
Totally is.
Totally is.
Totally is.
Yeah.
Wowzers. Look at you.
I feel proud for thinking. not. It's simple, but I didn't space it. So.
I'm going to give you an extra hero point at the beginning of next week's session.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
So smart. Smart
So,
boy Jones.
Toy Boy, as he says that, I'm like, so Toy Boy, because that's obviously his real name if you scramble the letters, obviously bought a bunch of creepy places.
Right.
What's his end game? He stole something that the spirit jar was protecting.
To become a toy man?
Right.
Wait, what if he's after Davey for that? What if he wants to become a living toy?
Davy's little head moves in Centuria's pocket.
Don't worry, I won't let him get you.
They are in strangely similar situations.
So are any of those pieces of property that he purchased close by? Like, are some of them on the boardwalk? Assuming like the arcade potentially, maybe the Popcorn Palace, not the elementary school probably.
None of them are on the boardwalk, oddly enough.
Okay.
But as Jason mentioned, Kim Roberts does own a card shop on the boardwalk.
I have a feeling we should probably go to the boardwalk next, as I'm afraid for the life of that card shop owner.
Probably a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, let's head up there.
All right.
There was another place where I got that pull of Una magic, nether magic. So
So let's check it out.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna ask if Resonant is getting on the bow cycle again.
Yeah, I don't want to slow us down, so
Okay.
The other options can come with me.
You can come with me too.
I mean, Bowman did specifically have something he also wanted to ask her about, but
No,
it's
I'm
cool.
just no. As he says, as she says that, I'll say the other options can come with me.
I'm good.
Which
Go to hell.
it's true. I mean, yeah, a teleport wouldn't be out of the question. Unless, do you want me to come with you, Bowman?
It's not necessary. We can hit as many targets as we can. I just needed to ask you about. I mean, with everything going on, I didn't want to put more on your plate, but I did want to ask you if you knew anything about like living fabrics, cloaks, capes, that kind of thing.
There's a cloak of flight back at the Nexus.
Has it been in the Nexus for a while, for the past couple of weeks at least?
I'd have to check with Sala, but I think so. He was offering it to the group a little bit back, just in case we needed somebody else to fly.
Well, if you can, just make sure it's been locked down. And is it possible there's a second one out there, a second cape of flight?
That's possible.
I don't think they're that uncommon for
Yeah.
cartoonists.
Yeah, let me. I can check with Sala real quick as we're heading off. Yeah, Mortis, if you want to, I'll head with you. We can get there quicker through a teleport. No, other than overdrive over there. But she'll put in a call to Sala real quick and check on the cloak of flight. And see what Sala knows about any others in the area.
Awesome. So you do call out to Sala. He says, "Well, they're not uncommon magic items. I mean, they are things that a lot of mages like to have access to. But as far as I know, there are only ever been a few in Freedom City. And they were all either created or sourced by Adrian. There was the one he famously wore, and then he usually tried to give one to his apprentices.
And the one that he wore is still in the Nexus, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Although I did catch one knocking on the door earlier this morning.
One just showed up at the Nexus?
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to come home.
Oh. Okay. Do you know who Adrian would have given them to? I mean, did Seven have one?
Seven didn't need one. She preferred to use her own magic to fly. As far as I know, there wasn't anyone else he gave a cloak to.
Huh. I wonder why it came back to the Nexus then.
It is a powerful source of magic in the city. Maybe got confused.
Maybe a previous Master
Mage
take one out.
Could have been. That would have been before my time, though.
Oh, thanks, Sala. Appreciate it.
Yeah, if somebody's looking for one, it's here. I'm just gonna start putting some flyers out.
Just Omen had a question about them.
Does Bowman need one? I'm sure Adrian's would like to go out in the field again if he wants to quit walking around like some peasant.
He's getting a lot of use out of his motorcycle today. But I'll offer him the Adrian's and see what he says.
Tell him he needs to work on his carbon footprint.
Somehow I think it's electric.
And Sala will hang up.
All right, so yeah, I'll pass that knowledge back on to Bowman.
So yeah, Bowman's just mulling this over. So Eldritch might have had, I don't know, other apprentices or other.
Sala didn't remember anybody else. Possible that it was a previous Master Mage.
Okay.
Or an apprentice of a powerful ally of Eldritch's.
Maybe.
Or
Yeah.
just like a particularly powerful mage who might have that kind of item lying around.
Yeah, but like Sala said, usually the ones that are around Freedom City were ones Adrian created, and he usually just gave them to people in his inner circle.
Of course he did. Look, I did happen to see one somewhere I definitely did not expect. I was at Sophie's place a couple weeks ago, and a cape or cloak just kind of burst out of a closet, flew out of the apartment, and flew off.
Well, I mean, now that you mentioned that, I did. One of the times we ran into her, I think it was at the museum when the Factor 4 showed up. I did get a sense of some sort of magical aura about her. I just couldn't pin it down.
Magical aura. That's all you got off of her? Just some sort of magic stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really go digging.
Well, I might need your help. We might need to do some digging.
Okay. But let's deal with this first. Toy
Yeah.
Boy might be a bit more of a problem.
Yeah, no, it's this is a bigger priority. Toy Boy's a bigger priority.
All right.
And Fletch is gonna hop on his motorcycle and silently realize he apparently has a type.
And we're gonna Resident will say, "We'll see you guys at the boardwalk."
Boardwalk.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you all head off towards the boardwalk, and I think that's a good place to end our episode tonight.
Woohoo!
On our way to keep investigating what Toy Boy was up to while the Transmorphers were causing havoc around Freedom City. Thank you everybody for tuning in and hanging out with us tonight. We had a blast. I'm so excited for next week's game, although unfortunately Overdrive won't be here next week.
I shall return on the 9th.
So we will be down in Overdrive for next week, but have no fear, we will be here next week because we have to get to a certain point because we have a special guest coming up in 2 weeks. And I will let everybody know about that next week. But keep an eye out. We will be here. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm very excited for this person to come onto the show with us. I want to give everybody a chance to say goodbye and plug anything they want to plug, and then we'll get on out of here. Starting with Kevin.
This is Kevin signing off for 2 weeks, but I will be back on the 9th. Check out the other shows this week. Again, thanks for coming and hang out with us and have a good time. See you again soon. Over to you, Jonesy.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. Please do all the usual things to defeat the evil villainous algorithm. Liking, the sharing, the subscribing, all that kind of stuff. Especially on YouTube's. Helps us out, spread the word of our channel. Other than that, I will be back tomorrow night with a brand new episode of Tales of the Finest, our Blue Rose 5e game, which is very cool. And then, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't really have anything to say. Just thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you're enjoying this as much as we are. I'm having a great time. Tune in to watch my boy Brian tomorrow play with Jonesy and Alex. Other than that, yeah, I'll just pass it to Andy.
Yep. Thank you all for joining us for this evening's episode. And if you've missed anything, you can catch up on YouTube, or if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for following us on both platforms. And we will be back next week with a new episode. And if you're on our YouTube channel, go ahead and check out any of our previous stories that we've told, or check out our StoryForge episodes that are up for building characters in various systems, and some GM advice coming your way soon on convention gaming. Calvin, over to you.
All right. Well, again, I've been Bowman. I'm here every week. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. Just, if you want to check out more of me, I'm over on the Win with Dice channel on YouTube as well as Twitter. I finally got to talk about some Starfinder last week. That was really fun because I really love that game and I kind of missed it. So we talked about a party that I had in a spaceship fighting a giant space whale, which was pretty sweet. So you can go check out that episode.
But what sound does the space whale make?
Loud pew pew.
Wow.
Very deep and bassy though.
Yeah, and I'm Alex. Thank you for hanging out with us. As always, the Untold Stories Project will be here many times this week. Mondays is Netherwar, Tuesdays Tales of the Finest, Wednesday Monster of the Week is back. Friday we have another episode, I think, of something Mutants. I think that's what we're still on. The something Dragons group is doing a Mutants Masterminds one shot because one of their players couldn't make it for a couple of weeks, so they're having a lot of fun with that. That's available anywhere podcasts can be heard: Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you want to go. Yeah, we will see you here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you so much. Make good choices, and we will see you next time.